come, Nerevar, come in. What's wrong, Nerevar? You look bored. Am I boring you, Nerevar? How dare you be bored of me? I am a god. Oh, it wasn't me. Ah, I see. You ran out of ideas for your Skyrim playthroughs for this year. You probably got bored of the same Nord-Enwa runs, haven't you? That's perfectly understandable. Don't feel too bad about it. But let me remind you, Nerevar, I am a god. Therefore, I know all you need and can solve it very swiftly and promptly with a sermon. To begin with, the Nexus has several mods for alternate starts. No more waking up on a ramshackle cart with Ralof telling you that you are obviously awake and surrounded by smelly Nord-Enwas and mongrel dogs. Or spending hours in front of an unblinking Hadvar, witnessing the trauma-inducing mutation of your flesh while you design your appearance. Helgen is way too overrated, and, depending on how many mods you run, it may destroy the fabric of reality, forcing you to start all over again, like a handmade dragon break. So, let me give you some more interesting options. Live Another Life, which is one of the most popular ones, if not the most popular one, has several options. And a non-intrusive, let us call it character selection room. You get to do your shape-shifting in peace within the confines of a luxurious and moldy prison, far away from the eyes of anyone who doesn't wish to be traumatized for life. Then you speak to the statue of some false god, and after answering some questions, you finally select your location and general backstory. And this mod, being as popular as it is, obviously has add-ons for further customization and locations. New Beginnings simply adds more options to the list of locations and backstories. Some good, some not so much. And much like New Beginnings, there's additional starts for Live Another Life. This more obvious mod, while it does the exact same thing the previous one does, it adds a way longer list of options with more varied themes. There is also one for Beyond Skyrim Bruma, which allows you to spawn and start your adventure in the modded region of Bruma that's been added right beyond the border of Skyrim, and allows you to choose a few options from 3 different flavors: easy, normal, and hard. Another interesting add-on is a new Dragonborn. With this mod, you start the game officially as the Dragonborn, skipping everything from Helgen to High Hrothgar and beginning with some shouts unlocked. Perfect for saving yourself some time if no particular start is of your liking, but at the end of the day, it is the normal playthrough, so there isn't much more to it than that. Another day in Rorikstead puts you in the shoes of some peasant Enwa from that little village and gives you a supposedly lore-friendly start with a reason to be the Dragonborn. Because there obviously would be a very logical reason to be a half-incarnation of Akatosh for being a dirty peasant from some random Nord village, right? And continuing with Child of Coldharbour, a vampire beginning related to Dawnguard, but, well, you get to be a pure-blooded one. If you remember my sermon on vampires, you'd know this involves not very pleasant activities, so bear that in mind for your character development. Next, by the hands of the modders Isik, Jekienji, and Joop Vandi, come the start on the border of a series. In short, the base mods add more effective playable areas to Skyrim, along and slightly beyond its borders, into the neighboring provinces, much like with Beyond Skyrim Bruma, and these mods allow you to start in some locations within these mods. They are great to say that you are a Breton from High Rock and actually come from High Rock. Another add-on is, I used to be a dungeon boss like you. Like the name of this very particularly anime-sounding mod suggests, you do not begin as some random Enwa, but as the final boss of some dungeon who was awakened from their slumber by looters raiding your crypt. It gives me a sense of déjà vu for some reason. One I've perhaps mentioned in a previous sermon is the Last Dwemer, which allows you to start the game as the Time-Lost Dwemer, a being who was not a victim to Kagranak's foolishness, but remained in cryogenic stasis for millennia, until now. And of course you get to enjoy all the benefits from the Time-Lost Dwemer mod as well. And our last add-on for Live Another Life is the Shire. It allows you to start in... This isn't even on Nirn. What sort of fourth dimension breaking nonsense is this? What are these small Enwas? Why are they... Oh, by me, is that hair on their feet? Is this how they honor the 6th house and the tribe unmourned? All right, that's enough. Let us go on. A different option from Live Another Life entirely is Alternate Perspective, which allows you to start elsewhere and modifies the intro entirely, enabling you to activate it by talking to the innkeeper in Helgen. Yes, Nerevar. With this mod, Helgen is not destroyed, and you can visit it as if it was any other town with all its inhabitants alive and even be able to have a taste of that infamous juniper berry ale I'm sure you've heard of before. And when you get tired of it or feel like starting the main quest line, you can trigger the intro and see the whole thing happen from the standpoint of a villager watching the execution. Next on our list is the Realm of Lorkhan, a free-form alternate start which spawns you in the Realm of Lorkhan, as its name implies. I'm not sure it is the Realm of Lorkhan, however, and it suspiciously reminds me a bit too much of the Shivering Isles, with all that psychedelic ambience and chaotic design. Anyway, this mod is virtually a slightly more customizable and more interestingly visual version of Live Another Life. There is also Random Alternate Start Reborn, or RASR, whichever you find more pleasant to say. After making a short selection of class and half-random equipment, you get a completely randomized starting location, as the name of the mod implies. Ah, the thrill of not knowing where you go, just like fate, or at least the fate of an Enwa. I am a god. I always know where I'm going. And the last big mod I shall speak of is Skyrim Unbound. Unlike the others, this one allows you to actually not be the Dragonborn. Yes, Nerevar, you heard me correctly. With Skyrim Unbound, you can start as a run-of-the-mill Enwa, a random mercenary, farmer, smith, guard, farm tool, or whatever else an Enwa can be. You can start as a normal person and then discover your inner Dragonborn in a very accidental encounter with a dragon. You can become the Dragonborn as usual, or you can just configure it to never be the Dragonborn and continue being just a powerful average Enwa. But well, all in all, it is just a shoutless playthrough. Great for role-playing, though. This is a bonus, but if I may give you a suggestion, Nerevar, by using Skyrim Unbound together with Project Proteus and the follower framework, or specific followers of your choice, you can play several playthroughs at once with different characters covering different parts of the many stories you can do in Skyrim. For example, one of them can be the Dragonborn. Another can be a soldier for one of the factions in the Civil War. Another could be a mage that's unveiling all the issues within the College of Winterhold. Another can be an assassin for the Dark Brotherhood, and so on and so forth. At some point, you may even have them encounter each other, and even play them as your own followers, making the ultimate party. It is a real shame that none of these mods even approaches to specifically giving you an option to be a follower of the Sixth House, but well, what can we do about it? I may be a god, but I cannot control the Enwas living in this realm. Maybe someday I'll finally turn some of these modders into my minions and get them to produce more Sixth House mods. But until then, don't forget to honor the Sixth House and the tribe unmourned by raising your thumbs, subscribing to my sermons, and sharing your thoughts in the parchment below. I give my thanks to my loyal patrons, special thanks to the adoring fan Connor Runda, and immense gratitude to this realm, Sharmats, Dane Snyder, and Tonya Davis.